Hello everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm your host, Danielle Stimpson, and it's so good to have you here this evening. Happy full moon in Leo, absolutely. If you're new here, welcome in. Go ahead, click that live chat button. Feel free to introduce yourself and make any requests that you have towards your own personal healing if you feel like sharing. We're going to start things off with a beautiful crystal grid that we are going to build just to the specifications of everyone that's here. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. And if you are watching this on the replay, you are going to have just as much fun and healing a time as if you were here live. If you would like to join me live, hit the subscribe button with your notifications on, or check the description box below where all the regular days and times that I stream here on YouTube 5 times a week are listed there. You can also find information in the description about my live online Reiki certification courses, community, Discord, crystal shop, and social media. So let's go ahead to the crystal grid. We will build that up for the first 45 minutes to an hour. If you're watching this on the replay, go ahead. If you want to hang out and hear about the crystals, just keep letting things roll. If you want to skip ahead to the healing, just go ahead and slide to the 45 minute to 1 hour point, or where you see the lights begin to shift. And for the rest of us, let's go ahead and start saying some hellos and start with the grid already in progress. Awesome. Here we go. Let's see. Bring a little bit more light to this. There we go. Okay. That's much better. So to start things off, we've got some jade. This is a beautiful blessing in every way for home, family, career, community, success. It's every kind of good vibe you could imagine. We've also got pyrite to help us manifest financial wealth, as well as balancing intuition, helping with psychic protection, and also with memory. We've got some citrine to help with calling in some financial abundance as well as balancing logic and intuition. Pyrite helps to break up patterns and cycles that we're repeating that are no longer in our highest good. It also helps support those friendships that keep us on our best behavior, in a sense. So all those really great and important friendships. And we have moonstone for the full moon. This helps us connect with the lunar cycles, with wisdom, with the divine feminine, as well as protection during travel and attraction of a soulmate. So let's go ahead and say hi to everybody and start adding some new stones to that grid. Awesome. Yes, happy full moon. Yep, the kitties are running around today for sure. Good to see you, Samantha, Chris, Jennifer, Key and or Patty, maybe both of you. JS, Highland Love, Fiat Luna, good to see you. Belinda Wade and Dell, welcome in those of you who are new. Let me start going ahead and taking some requests. You can request specific stones or let me choose, or a little bit of both, totally up to you. If I don't have a stone, no worries. I'll ask you for something. I'll suggest something else, or I'll ask if you have another favorite. So let's see what else we have. So back pain, cough, your throat is irritated. Okay, gotcha. Let's do some blue lace agate for the throat pain and some back pain. We're going to end up doing amazonite anyway, so we'll bring that in. And we'll bring in some celestite for pain too. And we'll start there. So amazonite helps with reminding us, especially those of us who are caregivers, whether that's our job or sort of our chosen way of being. Those of us who tend to think about taking care of others before ourselves, this helps to remind us to take care of ourselves, that our self-care is very important, helps us to prioritize ourselves, helps us to have some self-respect as well. It's also great for anything having to do with the spine, whether it's the nerves of the spine or the actual bony structures of the spine. It's thought to really help with those. So I will bring this in. And welcome in Lori and Christine. see. Celestite helps to connect us with the angels, angelic guidance and wisdom. It's also really helpful for all matter of pain, aches and pains, or just pain in general. This is, I feel like, because it's such a high vibrational stone, so like an upper chakra stone, it can be really, really helpful with our, like, bolstering our spiritual experience so we can let go of our physical experience a little bit. So it really just helps improve our experience of pain. So yeah, but also great if you want to connect with your angels, request their support, their guidance. And blue lace agate, superb for throat, whether it's throat pain, swelling, irritation. It's also good for expressing difficult emotions, whether it's difficult for us to say the words or they're going to be difficult for someone else to hear. It can help support us in communicating in a sensitive way. This is also really recommended for things like really bad tension headaches too. So let's go ahead bringing that in. Hey, Korakar, good to see ya. Lots of love to you and Vincent. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, it's definitely a powerful full moon. Gotcha, just taking a peek at all the requests. Oh, thank you, JS. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe we're over 600 subscribers. I'm so stoked about that. Rhodonite, green kyanite, ahead of you on the pyrite. Rhodonite, green pyrite. Let's see, green kyanite. And welcome, Norris. Inflammation too. Lots of inflammation. Let's do... And I promise I will get to everyone's requests. So we've got this. We've got Unakite. That's good for female stuff. Inflammation. Let's do... Lapis is great for pain and inflammation. It's also great for personal accountability and integrity, open, honest communication, and kind of calling the universe to find more people that do the same. So it's good for self-improvement and requesting good support of others that are. It can also be great for things like disorganization, but for pain and inflammation, it's a wonderful stone. And we'll definitely put some other ones in there for pain and inflammation. So that's lapis. For those of you who requested help with lady stuff, I've got 2 for you. And I also saw a request for, well, 2 requests for quitting smoking. So I have something that can do that as well. Pink tourmaline can be very helpful with anything having to do with cycles, women's hormones, especially period issues, GYN issues in general. Also really great at dispelling, like if you tend to have a low self-image, this can help you love yourself a little bit more and see the brighter sides of yourself. But yeah, also mom and baby bonding too, and spinal injuries. So that's pink tourmaline. Unakite is also great for all stages of a woman's life, from onset of menses to fertility to menopause and everything in between, labor and delivery, all of it. It aids in good, happy marriages and relationships, and it's also excellent for quitting smoking. It's good for all kinds of addictions, but especially smoking. So that's Unakite. It can also impact metabolism when metabolism is impacted by hormones. Gotcha. So let's go ahead and do... And Chris, I see yours too, your requests. JS for organizing, getting things done. Definitely lapis is one that can be helpful there. Okay. Rhodonite is helpful for heartache, heartbreak, and grief. It's often thought of as like the breakup stone, just unrequited love in every way, for every reason. Also helpful for insecurities. Like really helpful for insecurities. But this one helps to heal an overwhelmed heart. Also really great for autoimmune issues and also thought of as helpful for the lungs. So that's rhodonite. Green kyanite is a little bit more of a spiritual stone. This one definitely helps the throat, chest, heart, lungs. It's thought of very much in alignment with asthma during the worst of COVID, when people were just sort of home and doing their best to kind of move through having it. This was one that we used often to help support lungs and the chest in general, the whole upper respiratory system. But on the spiritual side, it helps with blending the spiritual and mundane sides of our life. So it allows for you to find more time in your day for your spiritual practices, allows you to connect your spiritual practices to how you live your life, and also can help connect with wisdom through intuition and connection with plants and spirits of nature. So that's green kyanite. Kyanite also comes in blue. Something joyful. I think we can manage that. Health and beauty. Gotcha. Red tiger eye. Definitely protection. I saw definitely like energetic protection from like ex and family. Let's go ahead and do some red tiger eye. Red tiger eye is a very powerful protective stone. It is good whether it's like intentional malevolent stuff or even like low grade sort of somewhat intentional stuff. It's good whether it's negative spiritual work or bullying or anything. Also really helpful for like a slander, people kind of spreading rumors about you can help kind of discourage that and shine the light of truth and kind of end that, the spread of that. But it is highly, highly protective. It's also thought to be helpful for manifesting financial abundance in a hurry. So that's red tiger eye. It's just like golden tiger eye, but it formed in the earth closer to iron. And I did see one looking for inflammation and for blood, and this is like, there's writings about hematite from pre-biblical times where they would use this with the intention that it helped clear the blood. That's why it's called hematite, just like hemoglobin. It's heavy on the content of iron, so it really does look like it has blood in it when it's not, polished just like this. But yeah, this is also very, very grounding. If you need to release energy, this can really help you to connect with the earth and just let go. So we'll bring in some hematite. Okay, sapphire, emerald, garnet, chrysoprase. Mahogany, obsidian, jet. going to bring in some black tourmaline too. Another really protective stone. It helps to repel negative energy. This is a stone that you can put around your property, carry on your person. It just kind of helps keep other people's energy and other types of energy in general away from your immediate vicinity. So that's black tourmaline, very protective stone. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Patty. Aquamarine too. Aquamarine helps with forgiveness and deflecting pettiness. It's a stone of may justice prevail. It's a wonderful amulet for that. It helps to discourage and repel those who are kind of looking to pick a fight. So like I said, around like pettiness and that kind of stuff. This helps kind of keep that low vibe stuff out of your field and keep those folks away. So we often joke that it's the anti-Karen stone. So there's aquamarine, but yeah, great for teeth and gums too, and any fluids in the body. We have iolite. I see some requests for weight loss. Definitely iolite. We use this in almost every grid. It does so many wonderful things. It can help us to sleep better. Sorry, I'm just shedding. Helps us to sleep better. It helps with money management. It also is wonderful for bringing about intuitive imagery, like hypnagogic imagery. Another word is clairvoyance. So whether you're journeying, doing visionary meditation, if you're scrying, this is a really powerful stone to work with. And it can also help you to ground a little bit at the end of the night. If you find it hard to go to sleep because you're a little ungrounded, that's a really great stone to work with. We also have emerald. This is another one for healing skin and tissue. It also helps with having a renewed passion and zest for life. Whether in any part of your life, whether it's your life's work, whether it's love life, whether it's anything, it can help kind of get you out of that rut. Another stone that's really good for bronchitis and the upper respiratory system, as a lot of the green stones tend to be. It also helps with restoring confidence, especially confidence about appearance. So that's the lovely, beautiful raw emerald. I love it for soft tissue, like healing up from surgery. Sapphire is a superb intuitive stone. This is great for things like mediumship. It can be very powerful, so it may be a little ungrounding if you don't have experience grounding your energy or going to the spiritual place like channeling and then coming back. Work on that a little first before you step into working with this stone. But it can help to connect and bolster the connection to spirit when we're doing channeling work. It can also help us to better translate the messages we're getting. So if you're reading cards for someone, for example, this can help you to take the messages you're getting and translate them, if you will, to the person you're giving the messages to in the best possible way for it to be most useful to them. So that's sapphire. So there's sapphire. Jet is helpful for grief. This is a type of fossilized wood. It was fossilized through quick heat, usually volcano. And it, instead of being like regular petrified wood where it died as a tree and slowly over time turned to stone, it was a very quick process, a very destructive process. This allows us to be in our grief and process it without being so overwhelmed by it or just completely numb to it. So it can be really a really powerful stone to help someone moving through any stage of grief. Also, it's thought to help call upon lost animals to attract them back to you. So that's jet. Put that here and here. Hey, Heart, good to see you. Golden rays of success. I love that. Garnet can help with organization and with getting things done, feeling like you've got the wind at your back, as it were. It's also a great stone to make the most of your time. It can help us with our creativity as much as it helps with our productivity. So if you are looking for new ways to do things you've been doing for a while, it can help you innovate. It can also help you if you're starting something new to find the best way to go about doing things, less the stumbling and more like the big picture, big planning. It's a great stone for getting courage to take on new ventures and new challenges as well. Good for times of change too. Chrysoprase can help us with overcoming disappointment and even cope with failure, but it can also help us to keep going and not burn out on something that's like a long-term goal. It helps us to see the contributions we've made to the larger goal, when sometimes we just feel like I've been on this treadmill forever to get to where I want to go. This helps us to step back and see, wow, I've really come a long way and I've grown a lot. If you need to pivot, it'll help you see that your effort was not all lost, that you definitely grew, matured, and became a new person along that way. So it can be very helpful for that. But yeah, overcoming disappointment and picking up the pieces in general, follow through and completing goals. So that's chrysoprase. This can come in like a lemony yellow. It can come in darker green. It can come in light bright green. It's a pretty, pretty stone. Go. Mahogany obsidian helps us to release the need for validation from other people and also release perfectionism, feeling that we have to be absolutely perfect to do anything. On a physical level, it can help with things like carpal tunnel, teeth and gums, and the skin. But in general, this is great for anyone who has trouble sort of meeting that goal because they feel like, oh, it's not perfect yet. It's not perfect yet. If that's something you struggle with, mahogany obsidian can be really helpful. Anytime you're internalized this idea that I'm not good enough unless it's perfect, this can be really supportive to let go of that and also to follow what you want to do and your opinions of yourself rather than opinions of others. So if that's something you struggle with, mahogany obsidian for sure. I thought I grabbed chevron amethyst. Where did that go? Chevron amethyst, and we're also going to grab some Herkimer diamond. Chevron amethyst also helps with channeling and mediumship, but it can help with manifesting as well. This helps with taking the messages up to spirit and then allowing us to hear messages back. So if we say, hey, universe, I need X, Y, and Z, it helps us to send that up and then hear, okay, but how about this? Or, ooh, think bigger. Or, it's right to your left. You know, those kinds of things. But it's also really great for visionary meditation too. So that's chevron amethyst. And chevron is referencing the sort of the V's of these white stripes that go through it. These are carved into double terminated points, which also helps the flow of energy back and forth, the dialogue with the universe. And Herkimer diamond has some similarities, some overlaps. Herkimer diamond is a natural double terminated stone. It forms that way in the earth. It's excellent for manifesting when you want manifesting to be more sacred than just universe, give me this. You want it, whatever you're asking for, to be the most spiritually aligned version of that for you and for everyone else that what you're asking for touches. So it can be a very spiritually minded stone. It also helps with intuition as well as metabolism, but being in the present moment, which I feel is so important if we're asking the universe for something or looking ahead, to be in the present moment rather than just jumping to the next thing repeatedly can allow us to enjoy life and see where we really are coming from. So let's go ahead and do some Herkimer. Always reading minds with the crystal selection. I'm glad to hear that. This may be worded weirdly, but crystal for healing the mind-body connection, like pain pattern held in the body due to past experiences. Yes. Yes, there's two one is for definitely the mind-body connection, rutilated quartz, which I wanted to use for Korakar's stepdad as well, and also patterns held in the body due to past experience. There's a lot of good stones for that, but the one that first bumped into my mind was Lemurian Quartz. So we'll start with Lemurian Quartz. This helps with healing the past, including past lives. So even if the pattern you're holding is from something past life, breaking patterns also and developing more positive ways to do things is peridot as well, which is already in the grid. But this is the Blue Mist Lemurian Quartz. This is definitely releasing emotional pain, past life, spiritual learning, and learning about ourselves as well. This can heal like past of this life or past life at the same time. So childhood here, or even if you're not somebody who remembers or works with your past lives, this can help support healing in this journey based on things past. So that's one that can be very helpful. Yeah, it is a great request. The other that I really use for mind-body connection is rutilated quartz. And I know it's hard to see the rutils on these two examples, so this is another example. The rutils can be like a goldish color, a silverish color, anywhere in between. The rutils going through clear quartz is thought to focus the energy, so it can say direct the spiritual meaning behind it, like especially as a gift, would be, I hope that this directs the healing of your treatments to exactly where it needs to go. Something like cancer treatment. This is considered a superb gift for someone with cancer. But it also helps with focusing the mind and with the mind-body connection. So it can be quite energizing too. So if you're trying to keep from getting sick or trying to bounce back from surgery or illness, rutilated quartz can be really helpful. Ancestral and generational trauma, definitely Lemurian Quartz. I'm going to put these here. I'm also going to get for ancestral and intergenerational trauma. There's also some other good ones. Onyx is one, Kambaba stone is another. Black onyx is great for working with ancestors and also for spiritual protection. Moving through grief too. So can be very protective and helpful with the trauma side of that. Thank you, Christine. Let's see, we'll put these here. And Kambaba stone, often called Kambaba jasper, is great for working any kind of ancestor work. It's actually fossilized algae, blue-green algae. This one here is what it looks like when it's tumbled. This one here is what it looks like when it is raw. It's excellent also for gardening, but it's great for any kind of ancestor work. It can even stand in for an ancestor, like on an altar or in magical work too. But yeah, it helps gardens a lot, so I've got some big pieces near my indoor plants to help support them. So I hope that supports you. Let's see. The air in my apartment is so dry from the radiators. Like, I'm so grateful to be warm. Like, I know a lot of people are not right now. But yeah, my skin is dry. My nose is dry. My goodness, let's see. Rays of success and acquisition, absolutely. Stored trauma from sacrum and pelvis. Absolutely. Love and caring. Self-judgment and maybe energizing, joyful. And the request that Chris had. So carnelian. Blue kyanite. Aragonite. Rose quartz. I'm also going to bring in some aventurine. So rose quartz we all know and love. This can make it so much easier to let go of things that no longer serve because it's just pure unconditional love. So the more that we have it in our environment, the easier it is to think of, okay, if I let this go, it's not going to be something worse that comes in and takes its place. So we'll bring this in. Aventurine helps us with expanding our vision of our own potential. Anytime we think low of ourselves, anytime we have low self-esteem, this helps us to, this warms the heart and heals the heart and tells us that we have way more potential than we might think we do. It's also thought to be really helpful for things like allergies, eye problems, and even learning things on the computer if that's something that you find a challenge. So yeah, aventurine helps us with confidence and seeing that we can do more than we think we can. I feel like that's an important one for today. Blue kyanite, we already have green out there, but blue kyanite helps with radical self-acceptance, loving yourself exactly as you are. It also helps with understanding the intuitive messages that we get, as well as it's thought to help support the brain health, especially if you have a stroke or any kind of injury that is impacting speech or mobility. This is thought to be a helpful stone. You know, can't hurt, might help. Go. Hey, Sue Ann, good to see you. Let's see, aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. This helps to unlock the flow of Kundalini energy, helps it to flow more evenly and more easily. This is comprised of two different types of calcite, the brownish color being the aragonite and the bluish greenish being the Caribbean blue calcite. The aragonite is very much in alignment with our root chakra and our earth star chakra, so making steps and taking actions in embodying our soul's purpose, taking those steps to make things happen, where the Caribbean blue calcite is more the crown and soul star, which is all about envisioning our future potential. So that's like our spiritual North Star. It's almost like we can feel where we need to go and who we need to meet and what is in our future. We feel excited about our future goals. So putting these together, being that they're at opposite ends of the energy center, they help the energy centers in between to flow more evenly, including the Kundalini energy, which is coiled at the base of the spine. So we'll bring this in. Carnelian helps with apathy and laziness too, if you've been struggling with that. But it's fantastic for anything having to do with relationships, how we relate to others in the world around us, as well as anything having to do with the sacral chakra, which I did see requested. This helps with sexuality, sexual function and dysfunction, fertility, the way we relate to other people. It also helps with group dynamics, so it's all kinds of relationships, not just romantic. This can be coworkers, colleagues, people working on a project, people that you are working alongside or living alongside. It can help to harmonize, help people see how they fit in and how they can show up, and also where other people already are. So, it helps with that collaborative work. Can also be another stone used to call upon a soulmate. Yeah, compassion for Mother Earth for sure. Motivation. I like that. Definitely carnelian can help with motivation. Aventurine can to a point. Polychrome jasper, superb for that. When it comes to feeling excited about enacting your soul's purpose, so another one that really kind of is Earth Star chakra related is polychrome jasper, which can be any number of colors, as you can see here. So yeah, polychrome jasper, it helps us to feel excited and filled with energy and sort of supercharged when it comes to embarking on all the things we need to do that are in alignment with our soul's purpose. So yeah, we'll bring that in for sure for motivation. I'm going to take another peek, see if I didn't miss anything. You find it interesting the difference in grid crystals, some grounding and some heart, and then every other chakra and flow in the grid. Yeah, it's amazing how when we just follow the request, it just always ends up being the perfect grid. It's amazing. The communal chi is definitely really strong with everyone here. And Patty, I'm so glad that you're feeling like a spiritual rebirth. It's so wonderful to read. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of letting go today. Good day for it. Channeling health and beauty. sinus inflammation. Let's bring in some moss agate here. Moss agate is good for any number of infections in the body, and I often think of it in the Chinese medicine perspective of they refer to things as having wind in the body. That means that it's spreading rapidly. Anything that would be an outside invader that has wind would be moss agate. So that's an infection, whether it's bacteria, or if you have a virus, or if you've got something fungal going on, this can help the body to kind of root it out. It's also great for inner child work and higher self work, so any deep spiritual healing, unconditional love, connection to spirit, and fears of the unknown. Like if you're facing uncertainty and you have a great deal of fear around that, this can be really helpful. So we'll bring in some moss agate. I often think of this as having a lot to do with the sinuses too, as well as tree agate, which I'm going to bring in. Tree agate can help with that. It's sacred in Ayurveda, and it helps to clear the energy meridians, or what they would call in India, they would call them nadis. They're channels of energy throughout the body and how energy moves throughout the body. And it's thought to balance every body type and help to harmonize energy within the body. So we will bring this in. Hi, Camilla. We have an interview coming up. Absolutely. Is clear quartz meant to be the healer of crystals? It kind of is. It's a really great amplifier stone. So I like using clear quartz in place of any stone that I don't have. You can ask it to stand in. You can program a crystal really easily if it's a clear quartz. Didn't know if that was going to be a yawn or a sneeze. But it helps to basically hold an intention that you place upon it. So you can basically make it your own talisman. It also amplifies other crystals that it's worked with. So it can be really, really helpful. It's almost like a blank slate and energy booster. I also, when it comes to healing other crystals, like clearing their energy, I often use selenite. Selenite reflects only white light, and so if you place crystals on it, it helps to clear the energy from them fairly quickly, like within a couple hours. And that's what I use for that. Let's see, inner peace, calm, and confidence. Definitely aventurine. The green aventurine is helpful there. And let's bring in some snowflake obsidian. This can calm overstimulation, and it can also help with the mind, body, spirit type balance. Brings serenity and peace. It allows us to go in and kind of bring some lightness to where there's dark. It can also be really great for recognizing and recreating patterns. So again, if you have a pattern you keep repeating and it's not healthy, this helps you recognize it and sort of change it, find a new way to behave in place of the old pattern. It's also great for relieving guilt if you struggle with that. So that's snowflake obsidian. I'm just going to go ahead and place this one here. but or not. There we go. Snowflake obsidian. That's a piece of snowflake obsidian I have from childhood too. And so I think we're just about there. I'm going to go ahead and do the thing where I pick a couple of stones that I think would harmonize with all of the stones that are here and would support a lot of the requests that I'm seeing in the chat. Then we're going to vote on those, on which we want to add to the grid. Just a hint to those of you who are new, you're not limited to just one vote. Hint, hint. And while y'all are voting, I will quickly explain what Reiki is, a little of what to expect, and then we're just going to transition right into the healing. So thank you for being here. If you haven't hit the like button already, please go ahead and consider doing so. And just give me a moment to pick a couple of stones. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. And yes, happy Sunday and happy full moon and all the best to you. Good luck on your interview. So first I'm just going to add in fire quartz because I realized I forgot to add that. Fire quartz, it's a little hard to see it through the camera here because there's kind of a little bit of a bluish tint to this camera. But there's some red in this quartz, and that is from being close to iron in the ground. This is very energizing to setting intentions, making goals, getting you feeling like you can move forward on different things you may have been either procrastinating on or holding back from. So we'll bring this in and we will put that there for now. Maybe we'll see. We'll make room. The two I want to give you the choice for are these. The first is Bloodstone, which also goes by heliotrope. It's a deep green with hints of red coming through it. And this is a stone that's often thought of for like emotional despair, like emotional overwhelm and shutdown, and to give perseverance and stamina. But it's also really helpful for relieving self-doubt that might hold us back. And it helps to quiet the mind if we have a racing mind. So yeah, so that's Bloodstone, which also goes by the name heliotrope. So relieving self-doubt for sure. The other is Orange Sunstone. Orange Sunstone is fantastic for feeling a sense of personal empowerment, confidence, and reminding you, it's almost like the super booster from Aventurine, reminding us that we did not come here to play small. There's no limit to what we can be. So as we're transforming and relaunching, it helps us to break away from any kind of limited self thoughts. I hope that helps. But yeah, so we have orange sunstone, we have bloodstone, and go ahead and use the chat to vote. You can vote for either one. You're not limited to just one vote. You might see a trend in the chat if you look, and that's fine too. And also go ahead and click the like if you haven't already. I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, and then we're going to get into the healing. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I've been teaching Usui Reiki for over 14 years now. It's wild to think about that. The style of Reiki that I use, Usui Reiki, is named after this particular system's founder, and he created this system in the early 1920s Japan. This is a system of working with an energy that culturally in Japan and throughout most of Southeast Asia, it's thought everyone has access to. We can define what is energy best in terms of Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything has a soul and everything is interconnected. It's thought that within that interconnectedness, there are additional forces at play, one of them being a spiritually guided life energy or soul energy. That is what Reiki translates to. It's thought that we all have access to this energy, and it's flowing through us right now, even if we don't culturally acknowledge it. Usui made this particular method as a very secular but very sacred approach to working with this energy to help folks utilize it even more in their day-to-day life. It's a system that basically doesn't require you to do anything. So essentially what I'll be doing is connecting with this energy that flows throughout the universe and direct more of it to you. Your body, mind, and spirit work with this energy all the time. And so what I'm able to kind of additionally send will aid those parts of you in making even bigger healing strides and deeper balance. You may feel experiences in your physical body, mentally and emotionally. You may have some emotions move in, move out, come up. Mentally, you may get an opportunity to think some things through, parse some things out, hear yourself, your subconscious. And intuitively, you may get some just divine inspiration from out of nowhere or have a more intuitive experience. You may also just have a really relaxing nap, but probably it's going to be a combination of all those things. Like I said, you don't have to do a darn thing. I definitely recommend that you get as physically comfortable as you can. You can lay down, sit up, close your eyes, leave your eyes open. You can simply be. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep a silent mind. But if your mind is wandering, you can always just take a deep breath in and out. If you want to, you don't have to stay still. You can journal or stretch or, play the guitar, whatever feels right for you. This time is for you to feel the best way that you possibly can. During the session, I will turn the lights down. You'll notice the lights moving through several different colors. At no point will it flash or strobe. And the music will be a beautiful melody that I'll turn up. It is created by a wonderful woman who has her own YouTube channel, and all of her information is at the bottom of the description. You can also see in the description information about my live online Reiki certification classes, community Discord, social media, and crystal shop. So they're there for you. And because it is the full moon, it is early in February, I did just post the tarot readings for all 12 signs. They are up now. They're up now here on the channel, and they are up on the TikTok, which is at Learn Reiki. So you can go ahead and check those out for your sun, moon, rising, and any other big placements that you have. So during the session, you don't need to do anything, just be. I'm happy to support you in your healing journey. I'm so grateful you're here to have this opportunity to share it with all of you. The other cool thing is, even if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, it doesn't matter where you are or when you are, because we're all interconnected and this energy can flow whether you're across the room or around the globe. It can also reach you whenever you happen to be watching this video. So you can go ahead and enjoy any of my past healing live streams any day you want. I'm here 5 times a week. You can see those times down in the description, but you can also watch these recordings anytime that it suits you. So thanks again for being here. I hope you have a beautiful session. It will be 25 minutes long. At the end, you'll hear my voice invite you to take a deep breath in, and I'll reopen the chat so I can answer any questions you have. And you can share any experiences that you feel inclined to share. So let's head on over, see what won that vote, and get into the healing. Both. It's always both. That's the trend. And, oh, thank you, Highland Love. That's so sweet. I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored every time folks come out to this. I really am. It's just such a total honor to like hang out and do Reiki all day long. So here is our orange sunstone. There, you can really see it a little farther away from the light. Place that here and here. And we will also place bloodstone. Actually, let's see if we can sneak these in. That's okay. There we go. Fantastic. So go ahead, get nice and cozy, pillows, blankets, whatever you feel you need. I'm going to set the music and the lights, and I will see you all in 25 minutes. I invite you to take a deep breath in and out. And slowly start to come back to your body. If it helps, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here with me today. It was an honor and a pleasure to share this with you. And I have Hattie Cat here. She very much agrees. I hope you feel better. I know I do. You're so welcome, Samantha. You're welcome, Chris. Little Miss Hattie joined us. She's purring away. Oh, that's great, Lori. I love the floaty sessions. Thank you for sharing that. You're welcome. Have a great week too. Absolutely. And I'll be back my usual hours this week. Tuesday, 10 a.m. Wednesday, 4 p.m. Fridays, 4 and 8 p.m. Sundays, 8 p.m. All of those are East Coast U.S. time. You all are so welcome. If you found this helpful, go ahead and click the like button and consider subscribing. But most of all, being here during a stream with me, especially through to the end, is as supportive for me as it is for you. I absolutely enjoy this thoroughly, and I'm so glad you are here. Oh, thank you, Dell. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, all of you are welcome back here anytime. And remember, the past live streams are always available. You can always check them out. They're indexed with a picture of the grid, so you can just look through the grids and see which one, kind of strikes you in the heart, and that's the one to listen to. You're welcome, random user, and heart. And Key and Patty, yeah. Blessed moon treats for all of us in a big way. Absolutely. Yeah, I hope everyone has a beautiful rest of their full moon. It's the full moon in Leo. And I have tomorrow is my self-care and grounding day, so I have an appointment to get my usual Reiki session on Monday, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But I'm going to go ahead and bring things to a close now with an abundance of gratitude. I'm going to go play with the kitties. So thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.